Tank was the first one in the gym, the last one out the gym. Tank used to sit on the ring like this and watch me train him.
How old is he at this point?
He was like 7, 8.
Okay.
A lot of stuff that I was giving my son was giving it to Tank. So it was a perfect fit. Tank was like the family, you know what I'm saying? And he used to sit at the table because I had another kid named Ramon Manning. He liked to play with them guns, you know what I'm saying? And when I lost him,
Gervonta "Tank" Davis, a leading figure in professional boxing, recently made headlines with the announcement of his split from his longtime trainer, Calvin Ford. This news has captured widespread attention in the boxing world, especially considering the deep bond and influential role Ford had in Davis's rise to prominence in the sport. Davis, born on November 7, 1994 in Baltimore, Maryland, overcame a difficult childhood to become one of boxing's most dominant fighters. With Ford's guidance, Davis developed his skills at the Upton Boxing Center, where he compiled an impressive amateur record of 221 wins and 15 losses. Turning professional at just 18 years old, Davis quickly gained recognition for his remarkable power and agility, earning him multiple world championships across different weight divisions. Under Ford's mentorship, Davis made an indelible mark on the sport. His amateur achievements laid the foundation for his successful transition to professional boxing in 2013. Known for his explosive knockout power, Davis quickly became a force to be reckoned with, drawing comparisons to boxing legends such as Mike Tyson. By 2024, Davis remained undefeated, having claimed world championship titles in the super featherweight, lightweight, and super lightweight divisions. His high-profile pay-per-view matchups with opponents like Ryan Garcia and Leo Santa Cruz solidified his status as one of the sport's biggest stars. Calvin Ford, a respected and influential figure in the boxing world, is renowned for his commitment to developing young talent in Baltimore. His relationship with Davis began when Tank was just a child, and Ford took on the roles of both trainer and mentor. Ford's teachings went beyond boxing techniques, offering Davis guidance to navigate the hardships of growing up in an inner-city environment. His impact was crucial in shaping not only Davis's boxing career, but his overall growth as a person. Ford's coaching philosophy revolves around a deep understanding of boxing's technical aspects. He emphasized skills such as precision, footwork, and
when I met him, I think he brushed me off because he had a fight on. He had a fight on right there. I think he brushed me off.
He was a baby.
I was a baby.
He was a baby. No, but guess what? When he got around you, how did that treat you?
Yeah.
He used to be in the gym, and man, I still hear screaming voice in my head.
Yeah, we was all kids. Like everybody that came up with us, is still with us. We came up as like kids. Even Coach Kenny been around for a while. This the coach that I was telling you about. Like all the fighters that came before me, and I watched them cuss, even me. But I watched them.
Defense, which perfectly complemented Davis's raw power and athleticism. Their partnership proved to be a perfect combination of natural ability and strategic excellence. The bond between Ford and Davis was also built on mutual respect and trust. As Davis recalls, a pivotal moment occurred when Ford reassured him, saying, "Believe in me, coach," an encouragement that fueled Davis's unwavering confidence. From that moment, Davis saw his potential to be a champion. It was a moment that marked the beginning of an extraordinary journey. Beyond his boxing career, Ford's influence in Davis's life was profound. A former convict who turned his life around, Ford became a key figure in the Baltimore community, using boxing as a tool to steer young people away from crime. His personal story even inspired the character Dennis Cuddy Wise in the popular TV series The Wire, further cementing his legacy as both a coach and a role model. In summary, the separation between Tank Davis and Calvin Ford marks the end of a chapter in their long-standing partnership, but it's clear that Ford's contributions to Davis's success, both in the ring and in life, will continue to resonate. Their story remains one of dedication, loyalty, and the transformative power of mentorship in the world of boxing. For Davis, Calvin Ford was more than just a trainer. He was a guiding figure who provided both structure and discipline during a challenging childhood. Ford's belief in Davis's potential was unwavering, and he played a crucial role in shaping him into a world champion. Calvin Ford's influence on Gervonta Davis extended well beyond the traditional trainer-athlete relationship. In many ways, Ford became a surrogate father figure, stepping in where Davis lacked a strong paternal presence. Ford provided stability and guidance during a difficult time, helping Davis navigate the obstacles of poverty and the temptations of street life. Their bond grew stronger as Davis entered adulthood, and their mutual respect and understanding deepened as Ford shared his own experiences, particularly his time in prison, which influenced his approach to mentoring young men like Davis. When Davis first met Ford at the age of 7, he didn't make the best impression.
You'll be world champion someday, and I'll be your promoter. Years later, he was working with some people from our team because our team is huge. We got guys in DC, Baltimore, Philly, New York, all around. He won a few fights. I think he was like 8 or 9-0. I told him, in under 24 months, you'll be world champion. Made the right moves, put him in the right position. He's a multi-millionaire now.
Absolutely.
He was a kid that couldn't even buy a bus ticket.
Davis remembers Ford brushing him off at first because Ford was focused on preparing for a fight. However, once they started working together, Ford's approach was firm yet caring, and Davis recalls Ford's loud, commanding voice that left a lasting impact. The lessons he learned from Ford were not just about boxing, they were about life. The bond they shared was deeply personal, based on a mutual understanding of struggle and overcoming adversity. Coach Kenny, another significant figure in Davis's journey, had been around for years and had witnessed the growth of many fighters, including Davis. Despite the tough love and occasional tough words, Coach Kenny, like Ford, emphasized the importance of understanding the streets and the challenges they presented. As Davis matured, his relationship with Ford evolved. What began as a mentorship eventually shifted into a more collaborative partnership. However, as Davis's career progressed, it became clear that their visions for the future were beginning to differ. In many sports, this is a common occurrence. Success can sometimes put strain on even the closest of relationships. Davis's decision to part ways with Ford was a pivotal moment in his career, reflecting his desire to take control of his own future and assert his independence. While their separation was bittersweet, it also marked a new chapter for Davis, one filled with opportunities for both personal and professional growth. This transition, while difficult, symbolized Davis's readiness to step into a new phase of his career. Recent reports have emerged indicating that Calvin Ford, a well-known trainer in the boxing world, has been arrested on charges of assault with a deadly weapon in Nevada. According to TalkSport, Ford was apprehended by Baltimore police and is currently awaiting extradition to Nevada to face these charges. Following his arrest, Gervonta Davis, one of the biggest names in boxing, made a public decision to part ways professionally with Ford, his longtime trainer. Davis, who has deep respect for Ford and acknowledges his pivotal role in his career, emphasized the importance of focusing on his own growth and future. He stated, "I've always respected Calvin and everything he's done for my career, but at this point, I have to do what's best for me and my team." As a 5-time world champion and a major figure in boxing, Davis recognizes the need for this shift in order to continue progressing in his personal and professional journey. The arrest of Ford has sent shockwaves through the boxing community. As of now, Ford remains in custody, and more details are slowly coming to light regarding the situation. Meanwhile, Coach Kenny Ellis, Ford's longtime partner and assistant trainer, along with other fighters who've trained under Ford, have voiced their support, expressing messages like "Free Coach Calvin." The split between Davis and Ford marks a pivotal moment in Davis's career. While the full effects of this change are yet to be seen, Davis remains determined to continue his success in the ring. He is focused on his upcoming matches and is committed to preserving his position as one of the sport's leading athletes. This parting of ways symbolizes the end of an important era for both Davis and Ford. Even though their professional paths are diverging, Ford's influence on Davis's development will continue to be a significant part of Davis's story. As Davis moves forward, the boxing world will undoubtedly be watching closely to see how this change will impact his future performances and overall career trajectory. On a related note, Davis was asked about his thoughts on a potential future fight with Isaac Pitbull Cruz. While some fans claim Pitbull won their previous bout, others believe it was a robbery. Despite the differing opinions, Davis still considers a rematch to be marketable and remains open to the possibility. Man, it really took a bit of the edge off. You know what I mean? People had a solid run doing their thing, and right now, we're just figuring out who can bring that extra spark to make Tank's ascent even more intense, especially as he aims for the 140-pound title against Ryan Garcia. Like I said, anything can happen. In light of Ford's legal challenges, Davis Davis made the tough decision to part ways with his longtime trainer. While Davis hasn't publicly criticized Ford, his remarks indicate a level-headed approach to the situation. In a recent interview, Davis said, "This is a tough time for everyone, but I have to stay focused on the ring. I owe it to myself, my fans, and my family to stay on course." This split has raised questions about the dynamics within Davis's broader team. Ford wasn't just his trainer, he was a pillar of Davis's support system. Replacing such a key figure will undoubtedly be a challenge, both in terms of training and on a personal level. In 2000,
to get this young man his props. Man, he come in and day out. And you hear him keep saying, he fight who they put in front of him. And we don't turn down nothing but our callers. So whatever they say to do, we're going to get to.
2017, Davis won his first world title by defeating Jose Pedraza for the IBF super featherweight belt. Ford's game plan was pivotal in this victory, showcasing Davis's adaptability and dominance. Ford stood by Davis's side as he transitioned into a pay-per-view sensation, headlining major events that drew millions of viewers. Davis's journey hasn't been free from obstacles, including legal issues and public criticism, but through it all, Ford remained a steady presence, offering guidance and support. Despite their professional split, Davis has expressed deep respect and gratitude toward Ford. "Calvin will always be a part of my journey," Davis said. "I wouldn't be where I am today without him, and I wish him nothing but the best moving forward." Now, Davis's next challenge is finding a new trainer to fill the void left by Ford. This decision will be crucial, as the new trainer will play a key role in shaping Davis's strategy and preparation for upcoming bouts. Potential candidates could include well-known figures in boxing or up-and-coming trainers with fresh ideas. The lightweight division remains one of the most competitive in boxing.
He got upset. His thoughts on Pitbull Riot. What's your thoughts on that one? It still could be made. I think it's still marketable. Because some people say that Pitbull won. They saying that it was a robbery.
No, the guy clearly beat Pitbull. Pitbull knowed it. Man, it took a little bit of fire out of it. You know what I'm saying? You know, again, Pitbull had a nice little run going, what he doing, you know. So right now we just figuring out who's next.
Do it add to the fire that Tank might go up and get the 140 strap against Riot?
Like I said,
Boxing with potential matchups against fighters like Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson, and Vasily Lomachenko. Davis's ability to remain dominant in this division will depend on his adaptability and the strength of his new coaching team. As Davis enters the prime of his career, his focus will likely shift to solidifying his legacy as one of the best boxers of his generation. To achieve this, he'll need not only skill and dedication, but also the resilience to navigate change. The separation between Gervonta Davis and Calvin Ford marks the end of an era in boxing. Their partnership was a powerful example of mentorship and the transformative impact sports can have on individuals. The reasons behind the split between Gervonta Davis and Calvin Ford are multifaceted, but it's clear that both will continue to leave their mark on the sport in their own unique ways. For Davis, this marks a pivotal moment for growth and reinvention, while for Ford, it's an opportunity to reflect on his legacy as a coach and mentor. Together, they built a legacy that will be remembered as one of the most successful partnerships in modern boxing. Looking ahead, Davis will face both challenges and opportunities as he navigates this new phase in his career. His journey will continue to serve as a testament to the resilience and determination that have always defined him. The split with Calvin Ford also provides a moment for fans and observers to reflect on the powerful bonds that shape athletes and the enduring spirit of the sport. As Davis continues on his path, he will focus on ensuring his hands are in top condition for future fights. He has always relied on his ability to deliver powerful punches without hesitation. However, he's also clear about the importance of making sure his body is prepared for what lies ahead. There's a sense of sorrow for those who have been pushing him hard in his training, especially given the tension that surrounds his evolving situation. The parting of ways between Davis and Ford marks the end of a long-standing relationship that started when Davis was young. In an Instagram live session, Davis confirmed the split, describing it as a mutual decision. Ford later shared his perspective, explaining that the decision was made with the best interests of both individuals in mind. This development has sparked considerable conversation within the boxing community, with many platforms speculating on how the change in Davis's
his longtime trainer, mentor, big brother, uncle, father figure, and coach Calvin Ford. Now we know Coach Calvin Ford has been arrested recently. Over the past week, he has been arrested. And now more details are surfacing as he's still detained. And Coach Calvin is in some very hot water, according to these accusations, allegedly. So he's been detained, he's been arrested, and he's been in jail ever since. And you hear his partner, longtime partner, training partner, and his assistant trainer, Coach Kenny Ellis, and his fighters, they
Camp will impact his future as Davis prepares for upcoming bouts, including a potential showdown with Lamont Roach. All eyes will be on how this shift in his training setup will affect his performance in the ring. The end of the partnership between Gervonta Davis and Calvin Ford is a story of both triumph and adversity, reflecting the personal and professional growth that inevitably accompanies change. Their nearly 2-decade-long partnership played a significant role in shaping Davis into the boxing powerhouse he is today. But as the saying goes, all good things must come to an end. In response to recent speculation, it's been clarified that Lamont Roach is not the backup for any upcoming fights. While Roach and Davis do share a history from their amateur days, there is no confirmation that Roach will step in for future matchups at this time. Listen closely to what I'm saying. It's not an awful situation. In this expanded narrative, we'll delve into the personal dynamics of their relationship, analyze the ripple effects of their split, and explore the wider implications of mentorship in boxing. We'll also look at how this separation could reshape both Davis's career and Ford's role in the sport. Calvin Ford first spotted Gervonta Davis as a fiery young kid with natural talent and an unwavering determination. Ford, having turned his life around after serving time in prison, was determined to use boxing as a tool to uplift Baltimore's youth. Davis immediately stood out, not just because of his skills, but due to his drive and relentless work ethic. Ford often shared stories about how Davis would arrive early and stay late, sometimes even skipping meals just to spend more time in the gym. From the start, he showed he had the heart of a warrior. Ford once said, "You could see it in his eyes. He wanted more out of life, and boxing was his way out." There was a moment in the 6th round of a fight when Davis complained of hand pain, but Ford wasn't having it. If you watch the footage, Ford simply told him, "I don't want to hear that. Fight through it." And Davis did just that. You have to give the young man credit. He showed up day after day, showing an unmatched commitment. Ford always emphasized how Davis would fight anyone put in front of him. "We don't turn down anything but our collars," Ford would say. "Whatever they throw at us, we'll get the job done. That's the blue-collar way." Baltimore's streets were tough, and Davis's path to success wasn't easy. Ford became a stabilizing influence, helping Davis navigate a world filled with distractions and dangers. From making sure Davis stayed in school to guiding him through personal hardships, Ford was always there. Their bond extended far beyond boxing, with Ford stepping in as a father figure, providing advice on matters unrelated to the sport. This connection seemed unbreakable to many. While the immediate reason for their split appears to be Ford's legal troubles, sources suggest there were also deeper professional tensions at play. As Davis's career soared, the pressure to maintain his superstar status grew. This strain may have sparked disagreements about training methods, fight strategies, or the general direction of Davis's career. In an Instagram live session, Davis addressed the separation, saying, "I'll always respect Calvin for everything he's done for me, but sometimes you have to make tough choices to move forward. At the end of the day, it's all love." In an interview, Ford reiterated the idea that their separation was a decision that was ultimately best for both parties at this stage. The news of their split has ignited widespread discussion among fans and experts. Some see it as a crucial step for Davis's growth as a fighter, while others express concern that losing Ford's guidance could harm his performance. Critics have also raised concerns that Ford's legal issues might overshadow his contributions to the sport. Nonetheless, many within the boxing community have shown strong support for Ford, highlighting the positive influence he has had on numerous young athletes. For Davis, the next major task is finding a new trainer who can easily integrate with his team. The decision on which trainer to choose will be pivotal in his ability to handle future challenges, particularly as he faces tougher opponents who are increasingly skilled. One potential candidate is Roach, renowned for his work with Manny Pacquiao, offering a wealth of experience. Gert, a former world champion turned trainer, is recognized for his ability to fine-tune fighters' techniques and strategies and is known as a straightforward coach with a reputation for developing champions. Goosen, with his solid track record, could also be a strong contender for the role. Davis's future fights will not only test his technical abilities, but also his capacity to adjust to a new training dynamic. Rumors suggest that his next bout could be against top contenders like Shakur Stevenson, or possibly a rematch with Ryan Garcia. To succeed in these high-stakes matchups, Davis will need to be at his peak physically and mentally. Meanwhile, Ford's immediate focus will be on addressing his legal issues, but his long-term goals likely include continuing his work at the Upton Boxing Center. Even without Davis, Ford remains a highly respected figure in the sport, with many fighters relying on his mentorship. The split between Davis and Ford highlights the importance of mentorship in boxing. These partnerships often extend beyond the gym, influencing not only the careers of the athletes, but their lives as well. While such relationships can be incredibly rewarding, they can also come with their challenges. As fighters progress and achieve success, their needs and goals often evolve, which can lead to tension when trainers and fighters struggle to align their visions for the future. In boxing, successful partnerships depend on adaptability. Trainers must be willing to evolve alongside their fighters, and fighters must stay open to feedback and guidance. The separation between Davis and Ford is a stark reminder of how difficult it can be to maintain this delicate balance over time. For now, Davis's main focus is on solidifying his legacy as one of the greatest boxers of his era, with aspirations to unify titles and potentially move up in weight class. He has little room for mistake. The selection of his next trainer will be a pivotal moment in his career. Gervonta Davis's journey has been nothing short of remarkable, boasting an undefeated record and multiple world championship titles across various weight classes. He is considered one of the most thrilling fighters of his era. His blend of power, speed, and charisma has made him a fan favorite and one of the sport's biggest attractions. The split with Ford introduces an intriguing chapter in Davis's story as he moves forward, facing the challenge of maintaining his dominance while adapting to a new training environment. When will Gervonta Davis receive his deserved spot in the pound-for-pound rankings? Does Terrence Crawford deserve to be there? Absolutely, but what about Davis? Doesn't he also belong in that conversation? Why isn't he getting the recognition he deserves, especially as the current undisputed lightweight champion? Devin Haney presents a significant challenge for Davis. A potential fight between the two would be a high-stakes clash for supremacy in the lightweight division. Known for his technical skills and defensive mastery, Shakur Stevenson would test Davis's ability to adjust and face a highly skilled adversary. Meanwhile, former unified lightweight champion Teofimo Lopez, with his explosive power, would offer an exciting and competitive challenge. These matchups, each distinct in their own way, not only stand to solidify Davis's legacy, but also elevate the sport by bringing together the best talents in boxing. Calvin Ford's legacy as a trainer is secure, but his influence on the sport is far from over. Whether through guiding young fighters or collaborating with seasoned professionals, Ford is likely to remain a key figure in the boxing world. The relationship between Gervonta Davis and Calvin Ford highlights the evolving nature of mentorship in sports. What begins as a deeply fatherly dynamic often shifts as athletes grow and find their own paths. This evolution is natural, but it can also bring about tension as both parties adjust to new roles. The split between Gervonta Davis and Calvin Ford is a poignant moment in boxing. It marks the end of a partnership that not only led to championship success, but also embodied the power of mentorship and perseverance. As they each embark on new journeys, their stories will continue to inspire both fans and future athletes. For Davis, parting ways with Ford must have been a difficult decision, requiring him to balance his loyalty to a longtime mentor with his desire for both personal and professional growth. This balancing act is a challenge many athletes face, especially those who achieve success at a young age. Now both Davis and Ford must navigate life after their partnership, with Davis seeking a new trainer who can build on the strong foundation they've established. For Calvin Ford, the path he's carved is one of mentorship, dedication, and resilience. His journey involves guiding young fighters while navigating the challenges of his personal legal matters. For Gervonta "Tank" Davis, it represents a pivotal moment in his career, one that allows him to evolve and redefine his future in the sport. For Ford, it's a time to reflect on his legacy, consider his contributions, and look towards leaving a lasting impact on boxing. Together, Ford and Davis have made an undeniable mark on the sport, one that will be remembered for years to come. Calvin Ford recalls meeting Tank Davis when he was just a young kid. He came up to me asking for an autograph. I signed his phone and told him, "You'll be a world champion one day, and I'll be your promoter." Fast forward, and Tank Davis became part of their team, which spans from DC, Baltimore, Philly to New York. He won a string of fights, with an undefeated record at one point. Ford, always confident in Davis's potential, told him, "In less than 2 years, you'll be a world champion." By making the right moves and positioning him for success, Ford helped Davis achieve his dream. Today, Davis is a multi-millionaire, something unimaginable back when he couldn't even afford a bus ticket. Even without Davis by his side, Ford remains a cornerstone in the boxing community. At the Upton Boxing Center, he continues to mentor and train young talent, many of whom look up to him as a role model and a father figure. Ford's ability to mold raw talent into world-class athletes speaks volumes about his expertise and commitment as a trainer. Though Ford currently faces significant legal challenges, those hurdles are unlikely to define his legacy. His story is one of redemption, and many within the boxing world are confident he will overcome this obstacle. Ford's resilience and dedication to his fighters ensure that his influence on the sport will continue to endure, despite not receiving the recognition he deserves, never being named Trainer of the Year, while others like Floyd Mayweather's team received accolades. Ford has remained steadfast in his mission. It's clear many feel it's time for him to get the recognition he's earned. So with Tank Davis and Calvin Ford parting ways, what are your thoughts on this split? Is it the right move for Davis's career, or will the lack of Ford's mentorship create challenges in the ring? What's your take? Was this a legitimate setback, or is there more going on behind the scenes? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the latest boxing drama, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to Knockout Updates. Turn on notifications so you never miss a moment of action, and check out our other videos. Until next time, stay tuned and stay passionate.